Since the general election, much has been written about the leadership of the SNP. After resounding electoral success, you would expect an exaltation of the strategy they have pursued. With Boris Johnson elected on a thumping Brexit majority, you'd expect the independence movement, led by a gravity-defying SNP, to be in the ascendancy. Yet at the present moment, the SNP leader is fending off questions about her future. And no matter the spin that is applied to the First Minister's rebuttal to Boris Johnson's inevitable rejection of a Section 30, the UK government has the upper hand. The perceived wisdom that the greater the Tories' obstruction, the greater the momentum towards independence is a comforting soundbite for many. But it fails to take account of the fact that momentum and morale can also be disrupted and stymied. That is what is happening now. Today's problems are rooted in the way the SNP has related to Brexit for the past 3 years. Among a litany of failed initiatives, designed to satiate the independence grassroots, there has been a dearth of vision around the case for independence itself. Instead, it became obsessed with stopping Brexit. This has led to the slow erosion between the SNP leadership and a large part of the wider movement. Nicola would appear at the Stop Brexit demonstration, alongside a who's who of the British establishment, while independence demonstrations would get a tweet. Independence and the EU have become synonymous, to the extent that the whole project has become subsumed into ascending into the trade bloc. Electoral success can't mask the deeper strategic problems this has brought about. Many rods have been placed up the back of the independence movement. Does it now, for example, have a leg to stand on when there are calls for a confirmatory vote after a yes vote? Even some independence-supporting commentators claim that a yes vote must hit 60% if it is to be viable because of the Brexit shambles. Others say independence will be nothing as chaotic as the Brexit. But this fails to acknowledge the institutional power of the British state, the city and so on, that will be wielded to impede and block the realisation of an independent Scottish state. And there is another problem being studiously ignored by SNP strategists. If independence has become what feels like a single-issue campaign for EU membership, there should be a rock-solid plan for entering the EU upon independence. Yet, remarkably, the Growth Commission, talked up as the negotiating position following a yes vote, would inhibit EU membership because the proposal for sterlingisation with the UK would leave Scotland without monetary policy autonomy, as the Growth Commission report admits. In 2014, a former EU Economic Affairs Commissioner said, as to the question of whether sterlingisation were compatible with. For more on this story, visit the news article link.